quick thank you to our sponsors for making this podcast possible. They keep this show free to listen to. Hey there, if you need a little help getting your kids the daily vitamins they need, I've got something to share that will help you as we all head back to school, and it fits easily into your morning routine. Between packing lunches, ensuring everyone's homework, and then navigating the morning hustle, getting our kids to take their vitamins can be a challenge. Well, let me introduce you to my new morning lifesaver, Little Critters Gummy Vitamins. Even my teenage daughters love them. Most kids think they're having a special treat, but I know they get the essential nutrients their growing bodies need. It's peace of mind for me and total yum for them, even if they don't admit it. Did you know Little Critters is the pediatrician recommended kids multivitamin gummy brand? It's true. And it's the perfect stress-free way to kick off the day. So why not make your mornings a little smoother? Shop Little Critters Gummy Vitamins now and start your school year off with a smile. Shop now at the link in the show notes. Hi, I'm Michelle, a mother of 2 teens. 13 years ago, I traded in punishments and rewards for connection. Now I prioritize relationship over behaviors, utilize play as a parenting tool, and set limits with empathy instead of consequences. Each week, I share my journey and interview clients, experts, and followers. Thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Peace and Parenting podcast. I'm Michelle, and I'm here with a lovely guest, Jamie, who has a parenting question. So, Jamie, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Jamie, and I have a 3-year-old daughter, and then he's not quite 5 months old son.
Great. All right. So, tell us, what's your parenting dilemma, Jamie?
Potty training. So, my daughter, we kind of tried before he was born to be like, let's, get her out of diapers. Really didn't have any success. She is capable of peeing on the potty, but just seems like definitely a motivation issue / maybe a control issue.
Yeah.
So since he's been born, we've once she got around 3, we were kind of like, all right, I think it's time to really see if we can make a little more progress here. And since then, she'll kind of be good for a little bit and then just completely be like, yeah, I'm not interested, and fight to go on the potty. And now she fights to get her diaper changed. Like if we every time she poops, she will just run around the house for 15 minutes saying she's not done pooping. And then when we finally are like, okay, it's time to change your poopy diaper, she starts like kicking and hitting while we're laying her down, which is,
no
potential for a giant mess in top of just not being very fun. I'm going to fight you. I'd rather fight you on the toilet, but I also don't really want to fight you. And I'm not going to like hold down a screaming child on the toilet. So
no. That sounds horrible.
I mean, she has not pooped on the potty at all. She won't. She seems scared to do that. She has peed often on the potty and like will very willingly do it for like my sister-in-law and other people, but just won't for us.
I'm sorry. It's hard. I'm sorry. It's hard.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, before we get into the whole potty issue, what are you using in your parenting? What's your parenting pedagogy or ideology, or what is it that you're using?
I mean, it's probably like a mix of things. It's mostly like from probably following like you on Instagram. So some of your ideology and connective parenting, some of Big Little Feelings. I see a lot of their stuff pop up.
Yeah.
And so just trying to really be like present and trying to like help create an emotionally intelligent child and focusing more on the emotions, but also like we do, like kind of take like breaks instead of a timeout where like if she does something wrong, which we've kind of backed off of a little bit as much, but like we kind of sit together for 30 seconds and then like talk about it and then kind of move on and like, hey, let's not do that again type things.
Yeah, that's good. Any threats, bribes, consequences?
Not really a whole lot of threats. I mean, threats for the break. Like, okay, if you keep doing that, then we will have to take a break.
Okay, so the break is thought of as something negative.
Yeah, more so. I mean, we try to be like, in the end, connect, but she probably views it as a negative thing.
Bribery, like rewards kind of things. And
I mean, we were doing like bribery for the potty for sure. Yeah. Like if you go on the potty, you get an M&M.
Okay.
And then like, she'd be like, I want like a sucker. I was like, well, if you pee on the potty, you can have a sucker.
I want an iPad.
And then she was like, never mind, I don't want to. Like,
okay, great.
So
He's
like,
not bribable. This is good. We like this.
right.
When a child is
Not
not bribable,
bribable.
we're very happy about that.
Right. Yeah. That'll be a good
Okay.
thing later in life. For sure.
100%. Okay. So it does sound like kind of a mixed bag of
Right.
things happening in your parenting. We'll get to all the potty, I promise. But I think my suggestion around that piece is if we can infuse more connection into her everyday life, like special time and using play as an intervention and using empathy and just using like the basic tools of connected parenting, which there are 5: special time, setting limits with empathy, empathy and understanding, and play, and then listening partnerships, which is for parents to be really listened to. When we really use those tools on a daily basis and on an ongoing kind of consistent basis, we see a lot of behaviors kind of dwindle away, especially with kids who are her age. It happens real quick because they're so young and they have such little parenting under their belt that when you make those changes, their behavior seems to change pretty quickly.
Okay.
So I would try to get rid of that timeout because it really is a timeout if she thinks of it as something negative. And likely it doesn't work because she doesn't sound like the kind of kid that cares about punishments or rewards. And so it probably just creates shame for her.
Yeah.
So I would try to get rid of that. That could be exacerbating your potty issue because now you're controlling her and she wants control and it might be coming out in the potty.
Yeah. I mean, I think she definitely likes to have control. She's a very intelligent child. So
Now, we
she's
like to give those kids lots of control.
right.
So I would start there. I would do daily special time, really doing 20 minutes of play with her, what she wants to do, what she's excited about, asking her what she wants to do, and really leaning into you're being her like minion. You do whatever she wants in those 20 minutes. She's in charge. And you tell her, you're in charge. This is for you. And so that will give her that control that she wants, but in a good organic way where she doesn't have to feel like she has to fight for it.
So like with that, should it always be like special time with me, or can it like alternate between special time with me and my husband?
No, you both should do it every day.
Both of us do 20 minutes. Okay.
Yep. Every day, 20 minutes, both of you. And I think that will really amp up the connection in your home.
Right.
Then the other piece is, we're going to talk about it in the pottying, but I think learning to set limits with empathy. So where we have to set a limit and say, I have to change your diaper before we like go in and use control and hold her legs down and all the things, we listen to her feelings and we listen to her really say, no, I don't want my diaper changed. No, no, no. And we sit with her and say, yeah, I know it's really hard. I understand. I know you really don't want to do it. And we wait out that tantrum. And then when the tantrum is over, then we go in for the diaper change because now she's offloaded the fear and the feelings and the anxiety around it. And if she can come to calm, then she's going to allow you to change the diaper without having to have a huge fight. And it's on her terms. And so that control piece is flipped.
Right.
So that I would use that second tool is called limit setting with empathy.
Right.
So that's one piece that I think could be helpful. We're going to take a break from our show to hear from our sponsors. Without their sponsorship, I wouldn't be able to bring you this incredible show free of charge. So I'll see you back in a few minutes. This episode is sponsored by ByHeart. ByHeart is on a mission to make the best infant formula in the world. They use a patented protein blend that gets closest to breast milk. It includes alpha-lac, the most abundant protein found in breast milk, and lactoferrin, the number one protein found in colostrum. ByHeart's easy-to-digest formula and patented protein blend includes prebiotics and an 80-20 whey-to-casein ratio, just like in early breast milk, which is tailor-made for a newborn's digestive system. ByHeart is made with certified, clean ingredients, plus it has no soy, corn syrup, GMOs, or palm oil. Curious about ByHeart? Redeem your welcome offer at byheart.com/podcast with code PEACE. It's available for a limited time, so don't miss out. That's byheart.com/podcast with code PEACE, because every baby deserves the best start. Are you a plant freak like me? Do you have them on every shelf and table? Do you talk to your plants as if they are your babies? I do. I'm obsessed with plants. That's why I started using Palm Street, the live online marketplace for plants of all types. It's a plant lover's dream. And what's more convenient than having our new little buddies shipped directly to our homes? I'm a certified plant lover. In fact, my girls think I love my plant buddies more than I love them sometimes. Plants are how homes feel alive and vibrant. Every home needs plants. That's why Palm Street is the Peace and Parenting podcast sponsor. Palm Street is the best live shopping app for the plant lover community. They sell rare plants, crystals, ceramics, and other unique goods. Looking to add a new plant to your home? Get the Palm Street app. New users get a $5 app credit, 10% off their order, up to $6 off shipping. So go to the show notes and check the direct link. Weeknight dinners always get me down. Trying to figure out a nutritious and delicious meal for my girls is such a chore. But with Knorr sides and bouillon, you can create amazing dinners with little to no effort. It's not a secret that we all love combo meals from our favorite fast food restaurants. They're delicious and affordable. What if there was a way to make mouth-watering and actually nutritious combo meals in your own kitchen? Introducing Knorr Taste Combos, a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare at home in 30 minutes or less. Knorr is the not-so-secret ingredient from its bouillon to its rice and pasta sides that brings major flavor to delicious home-cooked meals. My personal favorites are the cheddar broccoli bowls and the chicken tacos. Knorr makes making dinner easy and delicious. Check out Knorr to bring more peace to your meal prep at Knorr.com. Let's dive back in. Another piece is she's got this little brother, and he's probably in her way, right? He's probably taking up mommy's space. He's probably taking up the space that she used to have with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so part of this can be that. So thinking about her brother, I would try not to, and I don't know if you do this or not, it's just a thought, trying not to blame him for you not being able to do things with her. Have you heard that before?
Yeah. I mean, we definitely try to just be a little more like, oh, it'll just be a minute and not. But I mean, I think she is very smart that she knows like it's mom's feeding him. So like,
right. And so if you know that does she get disruptive when he's nursing, or are you nursing him or feeding him?
Yeah, I'm nursing him.
Yeah.
Not usually then, but I mean, I think she's aware that like she's got a little more freedom because I can't like stop her from doing what she's doing as much.
So you might like really plan special time before you nurse sometimes is good so that she feels filled up, her cup feels filled up so that she's not feeling so, left to her own.
Right.
And really being just cognizant of like, if you have to do something, just saying, and you're correct in that, like just saying like, oh, I'll be right back in a few minutes and not blaming the brother and making sure that but she's smart and all kids are smart and they already feel it that we have moved our attention to someone else. So some of this probably can be attributed to her having a new sibling, but I think special time will help with that too.
Yeah.
The other piece is she doesn't sound like she's ready to be potty trained. She might be cognitively ready and she might be able to do it, but I don't think she's ready to emotionally let go of her diaper maybe.
Yeah.
And I really like to say like, they'll all go potty in the toilet eventually. Right. And I know it's annoying to us to like, we have to change diapers and it's gross. And now we've got 2 kids in diapers and that's really annoying. But I think if you give her the time and space and you totally lay off, stop talking about it, stop asking her about it, I bet this strong-willed kid who wants to do things on her own and have her own control, I bet she'll come around faster.
Yeah. I mean, we have like moments because we've been kind of trying to do that. We're like, all right, let's back off. I mean, it's hard because I feel like all of our family knows that we were like kind of trying. So like we back off, but then we go visit someone. And they're like, oh, let's go use the potty. And we're like, we're trying to not talk about the potty.
Yeah. Sorry, this week is no potty. Doesn't everyone know? I'm sending a flyer.
Right. But like, was it 2 days ago? She woke up. I forget what my husband did at night. I think he was like playing around with the socks and her underwear sitting next to the socks. And so she decided tomorrow she was going to wear panties. We had like 3 good episodes in the morning where she like went potty, was like totally on board. And then my in-laws came over to hang out for a bit so we could do some things, which in retrospect, we should have just canceled on them and focused on the potty. But then someone was like, oh, show him how you go potty, like show grandpa. And it became a big thing. And then like, she was just like, nope, I'm done. Don't want to do that. And got into a big fight. So I think
Yeah.
like just all that pressure on it seems like it really affects her.
And I think maybe taking the pressure off of yourself, Jamie, really saying like, I'm not going to be tied to the outcomes.
Right.
I'm not going to be like worried if she does go or if she doesn't go, like it's all good. And her going isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just where she's at. And so then if you can just kind of be more flexible in your mind around it and not have I guess it's really letting go of the expectations.
Right.
Really saying like, you know what, I'm going to have no expectations around this pottying. Maybe it'll let you guys have more rest in yourselves, more peace around it, and not have to feel so much pressure. And the family's like, they all know. And now everyone's talking about the pottying and is she going to do it? Is she not? If we just can like push it all away for a minute for everyone emotionally and actually physically, I wonder if it'll all come more organically.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That makes sense. And I mean, I think like that's kind of what we're trying to do. But then when she's fighting you on the ground, you're like, okay, well, I'm way over this. So I'd rather just be on that. So if we can help minimize the fighting on the ground with the diaper changes, then that would definitely make that feel like this isn't so bad. So we can wait and take more time.
Right. I think so too. And I think the way in which we get her to stop fighting around the diaper change is the connection pieces.
Right.
The other thing you can do is put special time right before there's a diaper change or like a play, like those minutes where she says, I'm still pooping. I would turn that into play, like hide and seek or chase or wrestling or some sort of playfulness that is connection before you ask her to change her diaper.
Right.
So that you're building in connection and she'll feel better. Her prefrontal will be online and she'll be able to hopefully some of the time not fight you.
Right. That would be nice.
Right. We won't look for perfection with the 3-year-old. We'll just look for progress here. We'll just look for a little progress. If we can get 50% less fighting, we're happy.
Right.
Yeah. I think she's just a strong kid, a really strong kid. And I think she doesn't want to be told what to do.
Right.
And so can we also, when we're asking her to do the diaper change, can it be more curiosity around it? Hey, do you need a diaper change? Are you ready for that right now? If she says, no, I'm not. Okay. I'm going to ask you in 10 more minutes because I think you might need a diaper change, huh? If we can get curious around it and ask questions around it instead of, telling her to do it because she's this strong will, maybe it will also give us a better outcome too.
Right. I mean, sometimes I will say, oh, like, do you want to get your diaper changed now or in like 2 minutes? And she'll always answer 2 minutes.
But that's like, I understand that logic. A lot of people use that, give the kid choices.
Right.
But that's not a very good choice because what she wants is not to get her diaper changed.
Right.
So it's like, it's a bad and a worse choice. And when we give a kid a bad and a worse choice, it's not a choice anymore.
Okay.
So I think just framing it as an inquiry. Hey, would you like to get your diaper changed? No? Okay, cool. Let's wait. And what happens if you wait a long time? Have you ever just waited it out?
I'm trying to think if we have. Probably not. So, well, I guess sometimes like I don't completely notice or we kind of wait. And then if she has to sit down, then she'll stop and be like, hey, I need my diaper changed.
Okay.
Because she doesn't want to sit in it.
So maybe you're not waiting long enough.
Okay.
And maybe this is a good motivation for her to want to potty train. Because if you're not letting the ickiness of the diaper and the poo and everything kind of affect her, will she want to ever, really learn to go on the potty? Or will it just be like, oh, as soon as I have a bowel movement, my parents are right there to change it. So why would I go on the potty?
Right.
Can we let the natural consequence of, that bowel movement come to fruition? And if we wait a minute here, will the diaper changes just be easier?
Right. Probably.
So I think all these things can help us, have a better experience around the diaper changing. Also, it will increase more connection and it might help behavior all around, actually.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea to try.
Yeah. I think there's a bunch of things we can try in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other experiment I would do would be that maybe 2 weeks of not talking about the potty
Okay.
and just see what happens.
Yeah.
See what she says. See if she brings it up.
Right.
Put the APB out to all the family. We're not talking about pottying. We're putting it on the shelf for the moment. And so that nobody really talks to her about it.
Right. So in that, like, we have a lot of books that talk about potty training. Like, you would just not even like just ignore those books unless she picks it out.
For now.
Okay.
Just for now, just for 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, and just see what happens. See how you feel, see how she feels, see what the ethos in the house is and how things are progressing and how the diaper changes are going, and like make note of everything that's happening around this kind of issue.
Right.
Yeah. I think some of those things will help. It's not going to make it 100%. She's still a strong kid, and she's probably that kid who wants to say no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But we give her less opportunities to say no when we tell her to do things and demand for her to do things, because that will make a kid like that defensive.
So you're saying don't just demand, because then they don't get to say no. So you have to kind of allow them to be able to say no.
Yeah, you have to allow them to be able to say no, but I would be more curious than demand.
Right.
Like, hey, do you think it's time to change your diaper? And if she says no, be like, okay, cool. You let me know when you're ready. And maybe she'll come around.
Right.
Yeah, I think she might. Okay, I think we have a lot of things to do. So we're going to get rid of the break.
Right.
We are going to take the hands off the potty training for now.
Mhm.
We're going to add in special time daily and add in some sort of play before you do a diaper change, or before you even ask her, like, hey, do you think you'd like your diaper changed? I would add in some sort of play even before you ask her that.
Right.
And then maybe taking a beat here while she's in a poopy diaper and just see how far she'll push it. And maybe she'll push it far enough that she will ask for it.
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I would imagine, because usually it's like, oh, it's time to eat. If it does happen and like close enough, and we didn't like see her poop, and obviously she doesn't come running to us and tell us that she's pooped, or we didn't happen to smell it, then she'll be like, I have poop. You need to change me before she sits down.
Okay, well, let's get more of those moments where it's her idea, right? Where she's has control of herself, control of her bodily functions, control of something. That might be a good place to lean in.
Right. Sounds good.
Okay, Jamie. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was good to get some advice and somewhere to start, and hope we can make a little bit of progress.
I think you will. I think you're going to do great. Okay, thanks for joining me on the Peace and Parenting podcast, everybody. I'm so glad you're here, and we'll see you next time.